Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Starko here. Guys, today it's time to take a break from doing those videos about the board cut, the bitching at Marble and all that stuff. It's time to make a video about the actual gameplay we got from the new update 3.6. So today what I want to do is I want to take 3 different teams in this video and basically clear the chapter 13, mission 8 with them. So first, let's go story mode here. 13.8. First thing we're going to use is this team. Doctor Strange Elite. Why Doctor Strange Elite here? Because I want to ignore dodge he's getting from his leadership. His leadership gives you 30% energy attack and 20% ignore dodge. With Iron Man and Coulson, they get a good team up. Doctor Strange and Iron Man, so it is actually a good team. The only thing you actually need this, well, that is basically the noob team, guys. I don't say noob in the mean way, by the way. It's just most people by now have Doctor Strange. Most people by now are able to put Ignore, Immune to Guard Break, Obelisk on Doctor Strange. So this is the basic team to actually use to clear to 13.8, guys. So here's my obelisk. You can see it's a good obelisk. You could still do it without damage plus. I've done it on my second account without damage plus with a pretty basic setup on my Doctor Strange. Took a lot longer, but still got it done. Didn't get it, I think, more than once or twice on my second account, but I cannot show it anymore because I actually use the CTP on my Doctor Strange since my second account is actually pretty terrible. So all you actually really need on Doctor Strange to be able to clear 13.8, guys, it's immune to guard break. The rest, it doesn't matter at all. So immune to guard break with some extra ignore dodge is awesome. If you have tier 2 A1, it is actually a much better elite than Doctor Strange. I do have tier 2 A1, but I want to put this team here. So because most people, most new players, most MFF babies, if we can call them like that, do not have tier 2 Ancient 1. So I'm going with a team that most people will have. The Iron Man could be tier 1, no problems, but you do need the Coulson tier 2 for the extra damage. If you do not have him, well, you could always go lead Doctor Strange lead with tier 1 Mardo and tier 1 Ancient 1. You're still going to get enough damage because this is not a DPS race, guys. It is really about doing the rotation. Second team I'm going to be using, guys, is Jangri Elite with tier 2 Cyclops and Coulson again. Well, if you do have Jangri, I'm really expecting you to have tier 2 Cyclops because you don't have a choice. And if you have tier 2 Jangri, well, if you have unlocked Jangri, literally, you should have tier 2 Coulson with her. So that is a perfect basic setup. My Jangri is set up defensively, fire damage with recovery rate and invincible. Really good setup, but anything with, I'll say, with invincible on her, it will be perfect for this this stage, guys. The third thing we're going to go with is the badass team here, guys. We're going to go with Cable lead. Cable has a CTP of energy equipped. I'll show it in a second. With Valkyrie and Coulson team up, both gives have a tier 2 passive event, 45% increased damage to super violent. So that gives you a huge boost since they both stack together. You get the 50% in your dodge from Cable leadership. And as Obelisk here, you can see it's really the overpowered team, guys. We got CTP of energy, 180% plus, 25% plus on the chain, and the damage when it increased chains it, whatever it says. So those are the 3 teams we're gonna go with, guys. So let's get going already. Let's stop the babbling and let's going already with the first team, the Doctor Strange team. the rotation is pretty simple. First, you want to go hide behind the beams here. Then you go with 5th skills, then you chain with 3 to 4 times. Then you go with your 4th skill. And that's all you do the whole time. You repeat that non-stop. And the immune to guard break basically is to make sure that your 4th skill is not going to get interrupted. For the rest, it is a joke. Because if you do not have immune to guard break, that skill can be interrupted, then you have no protection, and then you can actually get one shot. So that's all. So, oh, here, see, we almost got fucked up. It's actually the first time I see that happening. A bad synchronization. That's fine. So you got it once. Well, one time by one mechanic, let's say. For the rest, it's going pretty well. You just dodge the beams and finish your job here. Also, if you are doing slow on the timer, you might get to the point where they're kind of blue circle on the ground, guys. If that happens, what you want to do is you want to kite the shit out of it, because that pierce through anything. Those blue circle are a thing that you want to avoid at 100%, but that's the only thing. So that it was Team 1, guys. Pretty easy, as you can see. With the damage I have on my Doctor Strange, was pretty fast, obviously. But if you run with a less built Doctor Strange, it's still the same thing, except for one part is when if you see the blue circle on the ground, you run like a chicken. Now let's move to team number 2, guys. I tried this team one time. Actually went perfectly. I didn't even die once with my Jean Grey. Hopefully I'm not going to die this time. Hopefully I wasn't lucky. So we're going to try to get this done. So you want to open with your 3rd skill, obviously. Then just take the regular rotation of Jean Grey. Freeze the guy every time you get a chance. Use your iframe. You know, basically everything you can do to survive the best you can. Basically, it's every skill on cooldown, priority to skill number 3 and skill number 2. And that is pretty much it. You can see, even without damage plus on my Jean Grey, I'm doing pretty damn good with the damage output. And the survivability is pretty great. As you can see here, I try to walk behind the beams as much as you can, but the beams are going to stun, taking consideration where you are standing after you move between each beam. So you gotta be really careful where you're gonna, how you're gonna move to make sure that you're not going to get stuck in the corner where you're not going to be able to move. Also, the blue circle here, I kind of got stuck. It's fine, it happens. Still didn't die because of my invincibility. See here, I just run a little bit in the path that I do expect to not get hit. And that's pretty much what you do, guys, here. Pretty easy with Jean Grey. Last stuff, and there we go. And it's over. So it's really easy. No, crazy build on my Jean Grey. It's really try to use the basic abilities as much as you can, guys. Dodge the stuff. Take a path when the beams are out that you're not going to get hit by the other beams when you're dragging. Well, when you're making him but the beams in other places, and that's pretty much it. And when he goes in the air and drop the circle on the ground, just avoid them and avoid the damage. And if you have invincibility, even if you get stuck at some part, you're still not going to die. So that was the team number 2, guys. Team number 3, I actually never tried this team yet. I hear people talking about they were using that team, so we are going to give it a try and see how it goes. It should go pretty easy, but I do think that I'm not sure, guys, I might be mistaken, we'll see during the fight, that you can remove the invincible buff from my 5th skill here. So we're going to test it out and see how it goes pretty much. And yes, I was right, you can actually remove your invincible buff. So you gotta be really careful here, guys. trying to avoid his damage as much as you can. And shoot the crap out of him every time you give a chance. You saw, see, you remove my invincible buff. I kite a little bit, make sure it doesn't jump on me or anything, and I just repeat the rotation like in Alliance Battle Extreme to get the damage plus on the 5th skill. So guys, that is pretty much it. Also in my live stream when the update actually came live, I actually cleared this floor with Wolverine without anything really good. I was running with Wolverine. I don't remember the second guy, but the third guy was actual Hulk with his uniform. So I didn't have anything special. I didn't have in your darts or anything like that, and it was rough to get it done like that, but it was still very possible with Wolverine. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have extra team you actually want me to test, let me know and we can do a second part of how to clear 13-8 with different teams, guys. So thank you for watching and see you guys in the next video.